Hey guys, this is Alan from Queen Creek Tropicals Plant Nursery, and today I'm reviewing my green mulberry, also known as Australian Green Shahtoot, King White, White Pakistan, and I don't even know how many other names you're gonna see this tree named as. But anyways, it's gonna be the same tree for most people. Let me show you. This is my tree in the ground. I think, don't quote me, it was being planted since summer 2018. And this tree right here, this past winter, we pruned down drastically. It was almost as tall as the pine tree, and that pine tree over there is like super tall. So this is one of our most vigorous varieties, even more vigorous than Pakistan's and any other mulberry variety that we carry here at the nursery. Now, what's special about the green mulberry, Australian Green Shahtoot, White Pakistan, is the berries, or the mulberries, are actually lighter color. Normally, you're gonna have green ones like those right there, but usually you wanna wait until they are lighter color. Let me see if I can find some right here. So this is the color that you're looking for, and then you want a lighter color. Let me see if you can actually see it. So this color right here is exactly what you're looking for. Sometimes they're gonna be shorter, sometimes they're gonna be longer. I mean, plants are not machines, so they're not gonna give you consistent fruit every single time that you pick them. So just keep that in mind when, picking your fruit. They're not always gonna be the same. Now, the reason people like this variety specifically is because this right here, it's literally just like sugar. Most people describe it as a honeydew melon, but sweeter. And most times it's going to be sweeter than a Pakistan mulberry. Sometimes it's too sweet, and some people don't like it just because some people like more tart than sweet. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna get a green mulberry. Now, the reason I like these varieties is because the birds don't touch them. Birds don't like fruits that are lighter color. So the only issues that I'm having this year are roof rats. They've been getting in my tree and eating my fruits, so it's hard for me to find ripe fruits this year compared to other years, simply because I'm trying to get rid of the rats because they keep eating my fruits. Let's talk about the growing conditions about this plant. This plant will take full sun anywhere in the United States. It takes full sun in my area, it will take full sun in yours. Winter protection, this tree right here has taken 19 degrees, no issues at all. It has taken frost. It's a mulberry tree, so it's not more sensitive than another. I planted 2 trees in the ground because back in the day, the person who originally brought this tree to the United States told me that they may be a little more cold sensitive than any other variety, and I put 2 in the ground. Now this one right here, let me show you the trunk. Just look how big this is in only a few years, guys. This is massive. Now the other one you see over there, that one, the root system, gophers got to it, and we had winds 2 years ago. It tipped over. I thought it was dead. I staked it back up, and then now it's growing again. But these trees are not sensitive at all, guys. They will take everything. They don't care. Now, mulberry trees have a taproot system that grows straight down in the ground. So just keep that in mind when planting it in the ground, because they are massive trees, and unless you hard prune them, they are going to outgrow any pruning you do. So winter protection, no winter protection in our area. I don't know how cold tolerant this plant is, but I would assume that as soon as your soil starts freezing solid, that may be something you need to worry about. But to be honest, I couldn't tell you how cold or how much cold they can take. Now let's talk about pollination. This tree only needs one to get fruit, and that is you need a female. Females will produce fruit. Males will still flower, but what's going to happen with the males, they will not turn into fruit. They're going to look like fruits, but then they're all going to wilt and drop to the ground. Water requirements. This tree right here, the first summer you want to keep moist. It will take at least 1 full year in the ground to root itself in the ground, and then after that you need to deep water. Why? Because this tree has a taproot. It grows straight down in the ground, and a fully mature tree, you can find the root system of this plant easily 20 feet below ground. So you want to water where the root system is drinking the water, and that is, the older the tree gets, the deeper you're gonna have to water. Now, to give you an idea how long I water this tree, I have drippers in the ground, and usually when I water it, it gets watered for about 18 hours straight. A slow drip to allow the water to penetrate the soil at least 10 feet. But then I don't have to water for a full week, guys. And that's here in the desert. If you get rain in your area, if you have a lot more humidity in the air than I do, you probably won't even have to water this tree as much. It's extremely hard to kill, guys. If you don't water enough, what's gonna happen is it's just not gonna grow as much. Now, just keep that in mind. Let's see what else. Fertilization. You don't need to do anything, guys. My tree is straight in native soil. There's a trench I'm digging right here. Let me show you what type of soil I have. This is my trench. And then you can see I have clay, guys. This is hard clay, but my soil drains the water within 12 hours. As long as you have drainage, you will not have any problems. Do a container growing. Do I recommend growing this tree in containers? Not long term, guys. What happens in containers is, as soon as the taproot hits the bottom of the container, they just don't like to grow anymore. So if you don't mind your tree not growing at all, keep it in a container. It will still fruit. Let me show you. This is a green mulberry right here that has been in this container since about, I would say, summer last year, just to give you an idea how fast they grow. Now this one over here, you can tell we grafted it using the cleft technique. If you guys want to learn more about how we graft our mulberry trees, I have a video on grafting this actual tree right here. Well, not this one specifically, but how we do the green mulberries here at the nursery. Now, we call it green mulberry because that is the easiest name people are going to remember. And people get confused because of all the different names, but most trees are going to be the same. Now, is this tree going to fruit? Yes, it has fruits already, but they fell off. Trees in containers will drop their fruits a lot easier than ones in the ground. Now, is this tree gonna get huge in the container? No, it's not. It's just not enough space for the taproot to grow down. So it will grow a lot faster in the ground than it will be in the container. Let's see. We talked about the sun requirements, winter requirements, pollination, fertilization, watering, and I think we covered everything about this tree. So let's go ahead and find some fruits so I can taste them in front of you guys to give you an idea what it tastes like. We've had a lot of people come in today and they have been picking the fruits right and left. So it's taking me a little longer to find fruits. I see one right here. You can tell when they're ready because they're gonna be lighter color, and when you pull, they're gonna come right off. Green mulberry right here. Sometimes they're gonna be lighter color, whitish color. Sometimes they're gonna be greener. It's just every time it's gonna be a little different. One thing that I like about this variety specifically is it will fruit before any of other varieties that we have in the ground, and the fruits will last a lot longer on the tree than any other variety that we have here at the nursery. This fruit right here is our top seller out of all the trees that we have here. But unfortunately, we only have it seasonally, so we don't have that much. Now, let me go ahead and taste it so you guys can have an idea what it tastes like. It's amazing, guys. It's extremely sweet. And to me, it tastes just like a honeydew melon, but a lot sweeter. If you ever had a Pakistan mulberry, it's way sweeter than a Pakistan mulberry. Now, you have to understand, guys, everything I'm telling you right now is subjective. Everybody's perception and taste is gonna be different. But this tree, at our nursery, we sell a lot more than any other variety. Just do your research, guys. Everybody's always looking for green mulberry trees, and they are very hard to find because they are not available wholesale. But anyways, guys, hopefully this gives you a perspective of what the tree looks like, its growing requirements, what the fruit looks like, what it tastes like. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, one last thing. The reason we're grafting, guys, is because this tree right here, it's propagation requirements are just like a Pakistan mulberry. If you want to learn how to propagate it from cuttings, do exactly what I do with Pakistan mulberries, and you will have some success. But they do take a lot longer to grow from cuttings, just like a Pakistan mulberry. So unless you're patient, most of your cuttings will die. So this is the reason why we do by grafting, because it's a lot faster, and usually it's almost 100% success chance. Anyways guys, so that was the green mulberry, the famous green mulberry. Now if you want to hang on a few more minutes with me, I will tell you the history behind it. This tree originally we got in Florida from a collector, and this guy has easily thousands of trees, and he specializes in exotic fruit trees and hard to find fruit trees. Back in the 1970s he went to Australia with a friend of his, and they actually saw this tree locally. So they got cuttings and brought them into the US legally, obviously, and they grafted it, and everybody loved it. He named it Australian because it came from Australia, and then he called it green because they're greenish color. And then why Shahtoot? Well, Shahtoot is Arabic for mulberry, so it's nothing special. But he said he called it Shahtoot because it sounds more exotic, and that's what he specializes in. And when somebody hears something that sounds weird, it usually catches their attention. So that's the only reason why he called it Australian Green Shahtoot. So that's why when you do research online on that variety specifically, you won't find that much stuff online. You will find more king whites and more white Pakistans than Australian Green Shahtoot. But to me, it was sold as Australian Green Shahtoot back in the day. So yeah, that's what we sell here at the nursery, guys. We're one of the only few nurseries that have this variety available, and we guarantee all our varieties, guys, 100%. Now we are all humans. Sometimes, you know, stuff gets mislabeled, but you can tell if you have an Australian Green Shahtoot by the cleft graft at the bottom of your tree. So anyways guys, if you have any questions, as always, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. If you like plants, you are going to click that subscribe button. Don't forget to click that bell too, and I will see you next time.